You're watching Tennessee Titans today. I am Harrison Graham from Chat Sports, getting you guys ready for preseason game number 3 for the Titans as they will take on the Chicago Bears. This Saturday night in Nashville, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central Time. The Titans are 2-0. The Bears are 1-1 here in the preseason. A couple of storylines to talk about in this one, which we'll get to in a second. I don't expect the starters to really play much, if at all, for Tennessee. We've seen mostly backups, especially at key positions. For the Bears, you will get to see Justin Fields for the entire first half, so that will be interesting from a Titans perspective. We'll talk about a couple of nuts and bolts in this one in just a second. But first, let me know who you got in the preseason finale. Type TEN for the Tennessee Titans. Type CHI for the Chicago Bears. Get your predictions in, and toward the end of the video, I will give you my final score prediction, so stay tuned for that. One thing I'm really watching out for in this one is backup quarterback, because Logan Woodside and Matt Barkley have both performed very well. It's almost scary how close the numbers are. It's almost identical. Woodside, 17 of 23. Barkley, 17 of 24. Both in the 150 to 170-yard range right there. Woodside, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Barkley, 3 touchdowns, no picks. QB rating both fantastic for both players. The backup quarterback job, I think, is pretty close. Now, Tennessee might consider carrying 3 quarterbacks because, number one, the COVID protocols are still going to be a thing this year, so it would be nice to have an extra quarterback. And number two, if both guys continue to play well, if both play well in the preseason finale, it's like, maybe you keep 3 quarterbacks around. Could be valuable to keep a guy like Matt Barkley, who's been around a little bit longer than a guy like Logan Woodside. So what do you guys think? Who should be the backup quarterback? Type LW for Woodside. Type MB for Barkley. I think both have played well. Woodside's obviously played against stiffer competition as he has been playing with the starters. But let me know in the comments, LW, MB, who should be the backup quarterback for Tennessee. So one more game to go for the Titans before the real ones get going here in a couple of weeks. Falcons beat the Falcons, I should say, 23-3 a couple of weeks ago, then crushed Tampa Bay in that second preseason game before facing the Bears here on Saturday night. Again, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central Time. This game will be at home for the Titans in Nashville as the Bears bring in a 1-1 preseason record and the Titans sit at 2-0. So I told you guys I'd give my final score prediction, so here you have it. I'm going to go Bears 24-17. I think they'll play key guys for longer. Justin Fields will likely play the entire first half, so I think that they'll be able to score some points early on the Titans. We'll see if Mike Vrabel coaches in this one. Recently tested positive for COVID, so he will have to have 2 negative tests within a 48-hour time period between now and kickoff, so pretty good chance he will not be out there. I got the Bears 24-17. Get your score predictions in, and we'll see you next time.